Hello everybody and welcome to the very first edition of the Rotax Max Euro Trophy talk show here on our respective social media channels. My name's Alex Goldschmidt, the official Rotax Max Euro Trophy series commentator, welcoming you all to what's going to be part of our new content offensive for 2020. We've got a lot more coming in terms of video content, new streams, new platforms on which we'll be broadcasting on. It's very exciting times here for us, but as always, we'll be powered and provided some great action thanks to that eclectic Rotax Raw. Can't wait to get started. So, first things first, a bit of an update, a bit of a reminiscence, shall we say. A look back at the 2019 season, where we averaged over at least 90 competitors and at least 15 different countries being represented on most of the rounds. So a big thank you to all that partook in the championship in this season, as we're just 3 months away from starting our third season, but a little bit earlier than a lot of people would have been normally expecting. So for the four champions, again, we had our very first ever title defence being successful, and that was in the form of Junior Max's very own Mike van Vught from the Netherlands. The JJ Racing driver in the 217 secured his title on the penultimate race of the 2019 season, I believe, at Wackersdorf in Bavaria. It was a great resurgence after a topsy-turvy year for Dan Holland Racing's Ollie Bilker, who finished vice-champion ahead of Vilgot Edquist, whose season literally fell apart at the last hurdle before he even jumped over the steeplechase puddle. And he ended up third at the end of it all. In Senior Max, the title remained with Sweden, but not with Hannes Morin, who actually did not compete with us in 2019, as he moved to TCR Scandinavia, which is now known as STCC once again. But this time, the title returned to Uppsala in Sweden, and it was with Strawberry Racing's very own racing sweetheart, that is Matilda Olsson, who secured the title back on home soil at the Asmring at Kristianstad Karting Club in early July. Despite her being thwarted a fourth successive win on the bounce, thanks to Finland's Axel Sarniala. However, she secured the title pretty much as she was champion-elect. After Kristianstad, she confirmed it in Wackersdorf, finished first in the first final, having started 7th, and was second in the Strawberry Racing 1-2, having finished behind the UK's very own Dalry Diamond, Lewis Gilbert. Jakob Bezel would take the DD2 title, with it originally being secured in its inaugural season by Denmark's very own Martin Henkel Mortensen, with Sander Schiblak actually coming on very, very strong in the last day of competition. The first final, he won that and was looking to do the double, and that could have put him on the top step. But his race started falling apart a bit towards the end of the end of the second final, and he finished, I think it was 7th or 8th. But that was enough to give him vice-champion status and confirm him at the grand finals, whereas Peter Bezel was excluded under some controversial circumstances, I might add. But obviously that is in the past. I'm not going to discuss about that because it's happened. And then DD2 Masters, we had one driver looking to defend his title and would battle until the bitter end. That was Poland's Sławomir Morański, who unfortunately would not. He'd end up being 4th in the championship overall, but the driver that really started guns blazing with all 125 cc's of the Rotax Max Evo engine was Austria's Roberto Bajewski in the 566, and he was untouchable pretty much for most of the season. He won the Euro Trophy Open at Genk in April, took the ticket for Le Mans at Adria, had a bit of a difficult weekend in comparison at Kristianstad, but did the double at Wackersdorf, took the title, and then to cap it all off, on the 26th of October 2019, at the 20th running of the Rotax Max Challenge Grand Finals, Bajewski did what a lot of people wanted to do: become a Rotax Max Challenge Grand Finals champion of the world. He did it. Yeah, and he went and did it. Gut gemacht, Roberto. Herzlichen Glückwunsch. And that's the only German you're getting out of me on this particular show. If people were to ask me about highlights, funny times, the water fight in Adria. Some of the camp company staff will know what I'm talking about here. When it was 30 odd degrees and needed a bit of fun, a bit of laughter. And it was all thanks to a particular bike that had a certain track's name on it, which really made it stand out as a target. And all I can say was, someone got comeuppance at the end of the night, and someone got comeuppance that started the water fight in its first point. Driving through a rainstorm, a thunderstorm in Kristianstad, on the way back from the Asumring, in a front-wheel drive hire car with no four-wheel drive, and it's aquaplaning at 60 kilometres an hour. The people I've met, the people that I continue to grow greater friends with, you know, the team at Camp Company GmbH, you know, we have a great camaraderie behind the scenes. We're all like one big happy family. There's so much that I could talk about. There's probably a list as long as both my arms and my legs and probably my torso put together. But there we go. The racing, nothing short of spectacular in 2019. And hopefully it's going to get even better, because now we can talk about 2020. And this is the meat and potatoes that I've really been looking forward to sticking my teeth into. So, the calendar for 2020. If you haven't seen it on our social media channels, where have you been? You've been hiding under that rock, hibernating, haven't you? Well, considering the fact that we have 133 drivers now signed up to the Rotax Max Challenge Winter Cup, taking place between the 21st and the 23rd of February at Circuito Karting Campillos in Malaga in Spain, just an hour and 15 minutes north of the Andalusian coast in southern Spain. We then have our first of 4 rounds in the championship, which will take place once again on the Easter Bank holiday weekend, the 10th to the 12th of April this time around at Karting Genk, the home of champions. The second round, we get welcomed with open arms by the Veneto region in northern Italy, thanks to Adria Karting Raceway, the 29th to the 31st of May. We do say goodbye to Sweden, unfortunately. A big thank you to Kristianstad Karting Club and the Asumring for being such great, lovely hosts over the past 2 seasons, but we have a new territory to explore, one of which I know quite well, as do probably a few drivers that will be entering this round, predominantly from the United Kingdom. Paul Fletcher International, the home of British karting. That's round 3, the penultimate round of the season, between the 10th and the 12th of July, with the Procart Raceland Circuit in Wackersdorf in Bavaria hosting the final round again of the championship between the 4th and the 6th of September. Prizes on offer. For the main championship itself, there are 9 tickets for the 21st running of the Rotax Max Challenge Grand Finals. Dates and location to be confirmed, as we have been awaiting, but we hear that it's going to be dropping very, very soon indeed as to where Rotax will be taking the Grand Finals in 2020. I've heard places, I've heard potential dates, but nothing has been confirmed as of yet. Let's not forget that these events take anywhere between 12 to 14 months of planning, with a lot of infrastructure behind the scenes. So, the 9 tickets will be allocated as follows. The top 3 in the championship standings for both Junior and Senior Max will get their tickets for the Grand Finals. For DD2s, it will be the champion and vice champion, and for DD2 Masters, it will be the champion that only qualifies out of that grid that heads to the Grand Finals. I've been wondering whether someone is going to ask me, are there any Grand Finals tickets available at the Winter Cup in Spain? No. However, there is an estimated prize fund worth around €31,000 that will be given away on the Sunday afternoon after the completion of the Winter Cup at Karting Campillos. And we're pleased to say, you probably saw the announcement quite recently, just shortly after making the breaking news that we were going to bring the Winter Cup under our governance with Rotax Racing Power. Well, we're bringing Micromax into the fray as well, not just for the Winter Cup, but also for the first 3 rounds of the championship. So it will be Karting Campillos for the Winter Cup, Karting Genk for the first of 3 rounds in the Euro Trophy Championship. The second one will be at Adria, and then the final one will be at PF International in Grantham in Lincolnshire. So we do have a whole host of prizes, including rookie winner prizes to give away. So at the moment we have 133 competitors registered, with 20 different nationalities being represented, and they are as follows. You've got Estonia, Spain, Finland, which has the highest contingent of registered drivers, totaling 18 out of the 133. Lithuania, Belarus, Sweden, the Netherlands, Denmark, Latvia, South Africa, Belgium, Egypt, Great Britain, Poland, Portugal, Germany, Switzerland, France, Norway, and Georgia. So the entries per class are as follows. Out of the 54 Micromax slots that we have available, 38 have already been occupied. The remaining classes will be under a maximum cap of 72, with juniors at 26, seniors at 48, DD2s at 11, and DD2 Masters at 10. So with the rookies, this is only applicable to both the junior and the senior max classes, where there are 17 rookies in each respective class, totaling 34 out of the 133 drivers are drivers that have not competed in the Euro Trophy before in those particular classes. The most amount of nations represented in one particular class is Micromax. So for those wondering about the entry is €570 for the weekend, which includes 1 set of tyres and also the track usage for the Friday. The race format for all 5 classes that will be competing in 2020 will be as follows. We'll have qualifying practice followed after the non-qualifying practice on the Saturday morning, followed by the heats, and then we will have finals 1 and 2 on the Sunday. And there are some fantastic prizes on offer, as I said, approximately €31,000 of prizes being given away. So with Micromax, the winner of the weekend in Karting Campillos will take home an entry fee that will cover them for the first 3 rounds of the 2020 Euro Trophy season. So that will be Genk, Adria and PFI. The runner-up that weekend will get an entry ticket for the 2020 running of the Rotax Max Challenge International Trophy, again that will take place at Le Mans. Dates yet to be scheduled or confirmed and ratified by the event promoter, which it will be 3MK events, and I'm sure that at due course we will hear from them on when that has been confirmed. So when it comes to the prizes for the remaining classes, they are as follows, and there is a slight differentiation, as third place in DD2 Masters will not be awarded a prize for their efforts, unfortunately, but there is only so much that we can do. So the rookie classes in both senior and junior max, the winner in terms of the best rookie will get an automatic entry to the International Trophy at Le Mans in August, plus also a set of race tyres. The winners in each of the respective remaining classes will get free season entry to all 4 rounds of the 2020 Rotax Max Euro Trophy season. For the runners-up, it will be 2 races of their choice in the Euro Trophy Canada. So out of the 4, they can decide which ones they want to put those entry fees towards. For third place and the final step on the rostrum in both junior, senior, and DD2, those drivers will get the free entry ticket to Le Mans and also get a set of racing tyres. Further developments will include new and improved content and also streaming platforms being further extended for the 2020 season. You may have seen an announcement a little bit earlier on this autumn that for 2020, all 5 race weekends, that includes the Winter Cup and also the 4 rounds of the Rotax Max Euro Trophy season, will be not only video streamed, they will be audio only streamed as well, thanks to Downforce Radio, the nation's motorsport station. So you will hear my voice on not just the live stream on Camp Company GmbH, you might even see another platform where we will be streaming from, and we're pretty impressed by how much further this can expand our outreach. But also, Euro Trophy Race Day Live will be the audio channel dedicated to the Euro Trophy, the Winter Cup, all the way through the season from the 21st of February until the 6th of September when we conclude our season. One final passing thought from me before I conclude this show. If someone was to ask me, what can I foresee for 2020? Have you got any names that are on your radar, Alex, that you could think that might be champions this year? Well, if it's the latter you want me to talk about first, your guess is as good as mine. The biggest thing that I'm going to say now is that the first 2 seasons of the Rotax Max Euro Trophy have been a joy to behold, a pleasure to commentate on. But I just think 2020 is going to be a different ball game altogether. So that's it from me, Alex Goldschmidt, your official commentator for the Rotax Max Euro Trophy. Signing off from the first ever episode of Rotax Max Euro Trophy Talk here. But be warned, before you know it, we'll be round past the Christmas apex, down the New Year straight, and heading towards the finish line when the start line beckons for the Winter Cup in late February.